beast looked upon the face of beauty, and beauty stayed his hand. And from that day forward, he was as one dead.
New Zealand's finest, Peter Jackson's follow-up to the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the 3-hour-long King Kong. Starring Naomi Watts, Adrian Brody, and Jack Black, Kong has left audiences thrilled, overstimulated, and nauseous.
Nauseous.
What's up with this movie?
Well, I'll tell you what. You are one of very few people I know who it made nauseous. And I'm wondering if that has anything to do with how you feel right now. But I know that you didn't like this movie, and I know that you gave it a begrudging minor rock fist up on the site just because it had great moments in it.
Certainly.
I think this movie from beginning to end is absolutely great. I think it's a little bit too long. It has one subplot that I would have removed, but overall I think Peter Jackson has told the story of King Kong that has never completely been told before. He actually got in there with the characters, got all the subtext, all the industrialization versus nature arguments that leaped forward when you saw the original movie just because of the context. And he's actually brought it all out, and he's made it come to life, and I think it's a tremendous movie. It's certainly the #1 escapist movie of the year, and it's going to be on my top 10 list of best movies of the year.
See, I think that's absolutely crazy. I think it's an idiotic concept from the beginning. I think it absolutely is the silliest thing, and I realize it's a monster movie, but honestly, if you're going to spend 3 hours to give me a monster movie, you've got to have more substance than this. I mean, this is a movie that has 3 or 4 action sequences that are so intense that people, I've read all kinds of things about audiences coming out and being like, whoa, I'm so freaked out from what I've just seen. But honestly, man, you cannot make a 3-hour picture with this little substance. The story is absolutely idiotic. And
how can you say the story is absolutely
and
idiotic?
the characters that you're talking about, these are two-dimensional cartoon characters.
They're not anymore. They used to be.
Together. No, they absolutely still are. But the good things about this film are the incredible CGI, the incredible gorilla, and the way that there's emotion and things happening there. I think Andy Serkis's performance as the gorilla is what really leads me to give this
You just got done saying
review.
this was a two-dimensional picture, but now you're saying that the emotion between the ape and the woman is palpable. And I think that that's reason enough right there. That's the central relationship in the entire film. And besides the gay cowboys in Brokeback Mountain, I think that's the second best relationship I've seen all year.
Well, I think you're looking in all the wrong places. Because there's only that relationship in this film that works. Only those two characters that play off each other in a way that is even remotely interesting. Otherwise, you have camp, ridiculous characters that are so distracting and awful, it is unenjoyable to watch. And frankly, I'm a huge Jack Black fan, but that guy was absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
I think embarrassing is a strong word.
See, I thought Jack Black's interpretation of what it would be like to be in a 30s actor looked exactly like his performances in Tenacious D and Shallow Hal.
No way.
Amazing.
No way.
No, he couldn't resist his Jack Blackisms to the point of majorly embarrassing himself in this film.
But Jack Black is not the center of King Kong. He's definitely a big part of it. But I think the relationship is the center of the movie. The relationship works. The tragedy is huge at the end. He plays it, this is a ridiculous premise, like you said, but like any monster movie, it has to be taken seriously, or like any fantasy movie like Lord of the Rings, in order for it to work. He takes it seriously. It totally works. And don't tell me that you didn't think that the end of the movie worked, because I know it did.
The end of the movie worked. But you're comparing the irony and the obviousness of comparing Lord of the Rings to this film because of the director and the screenwriters. Here you've got Lord of the Rings, which is incredibly deep. It's J.R. Tolkien's incredible story. It's deep. It's history. It's all this stuff. And Kong is this.
It's a legend. It's a fable.
It's a silly, flatulent little mess of a story, and it's a mess. But what does work?
It's a silly, flatulent classic.
In your mind, it really is. In your mind, add up the amount of screen time that is actually spent between Naomi Watts and the gorilla, and that is the exact amount of time when this movie works.
I enjoyed the epic quality of all the other scenes. I understood what Peter Jackson was going for. This movie is an absolute movie lover's dream. Like I said before, there's 2 things that I find slightly wrong with it. It gets 3.5 stars out of 4 for me, which in Scene Stealer's translation is a rock fist way up.
This movie gets a rock fist up for me, but honestly, this is teetering so close to me for a rock fist down, and to be honest, it's probably got more to do with the fact that I love Peter Jackson, and I can't stomach giving him a rock fist down, but I want to do it, and the only saving grace is the gorilla.
There you go. Even JD admits it's too good to give a rock fist down. it.